Today, I'm going to talk to you about the forecast that we have for the month of January 2022. So similarly, like in astrology, where we have a weekly forecast, we can understand how the planets influence us and our personal design. So I'm going to make an overview on the month of January to see and understand how we can best utilize these forces to support us in living the life we dream of, finding our authenticity, and magnetizing the things that we wish for into our reality. Let's go. The last day of the year starts a new activation in the gate 38. So this is all about seeking purpose and meaning. So to support us in this transition from our new year, from the 30th to the 1st, in that first week that we're going into the new year, it is all about understanding what is meaningful for us, what has value. And a lot of times this can create struggle because we're looking for something to be motivated by. But when we wait for the right activation, when we wait for an invitation to connect to this energy, we can actually understand what we're fighting for. This is an energy that allows us to push forward our dreams, to really stand for the things that we value and see our own power through this motivation to make the world a better place. Then the energy of the planets move into the gate 54, and this is pure ambition. This is really the energy that creates change in the world, that knows what it wants, that no matter what, wants to stand on its own feet, wants to be able to take care of oneself. So use this energy to really focus and hone into the things that make you feel like you want to achieve your dreams. The interesting thing here is really about understanding that the things that we want are not always the things that our soul really wants. So many times we have this fixed idea in our head, like, I want this bigger apartment, or I want this trip to Scotland. And you have to always investigate what that material thing that you want actually represents underneath at the soul level. Because when you're trying to go after things that you want in your mind from a logical point of view, or because society has programmed and conditioned you to believe that that's what you need to be happy or to feel successful, then it's not really your soul's purpose calling these things in. And that's why you might find it difficult to achieve the things that you dream of or want. So if, for example, you're dreaming of a bigger apartment and you want a big apartment, but the new big apartment isn't coming, maybe it is because you have to investigate what lies deeper. What is your real underlying need behind this big apartment? So if you're trying to find a new big apartment because you want to show your ex how good you're doing and how successful you are, and you want to post sexy pictures in your new cool apartment on Instagram, then this is coming from ego. But if you investigate, and maybe you are somebody who was traveling a lot as a kid and sharing your room with siblings, maybe finding a rooted apartment where you have space for yourself gives you a feeling of independency and freedom. And once you know that what you're actually looking for is independence and freedom, you can let go of that big apartment that you're thinking that you're needing or looking for, and really just ask the universe to give you independence and freedom. And maybe you find a ticket to Thailand where you live in like a beautiful community and have your own space and feel that you're independent but free. So really understanding where this ambition comes from, and not only being ambitious for the sake of ambition, but really understanding that the universe has ways of guiding us. So if you're feeling that you're finding a lot of resistance where you're extremely ambitious about, try to look at, maybe this is a sign, if it's not energetic, because these is always the two things. So it can be energetic, which means that I would really highly recommend you get a human design reading, or you dig into your human design chart, because it's the energy of your body, of your frequency, that you can understand and align to live authentically and let the universe support you to become your highest self. But if it's not energetic and you really feel you've got the energetics down, then maybe it's just not the path that you're meant to be turning to. or taking. So allow yourself to be open to the possibility that the universe knows best for you, and that it will guide you into the right position or to the right way, and that maybe hitting your head against that wall because you're super, super ambitious is not always what is going to bring you to success. So after this lesson, we move into this new gate. And this new gate that we're moving into is the gate 61, which is the one of inner knowing. And this is one of the most magical gates that there is out there, and also one of my favorites. So this is really the connection that we have to this divine, this antenna that we might feel during the week, where we start connecting to things that we know without understanding or actual logic behind why we know what we know. So allow yourself to transition into the space of intuitive feeling and really connecting deeply to those things that feel right to you. It is all about honoring your intuition, your feelings, and your emotions. So really get clear on those things that seem innate to you, that other people might not understand, and allow yourself to just stand in your truth. And no matter what other people are saying, and no matter if other people are questioning your motives or why you're doing what you're doing or following the things that feel right for you, you don't need to give an explanation. This is the gate that is really intuitive. It is really highly connected to one's own ability to the channeling of information and the download. So take this time to really go inward. Take this time to maybe meditate or sit still. And in the stillness, you will find whatever answer that you're looking for. And you won't need to give explanations because you know that it's right for you and you have the answer for you inside you. After this beautiful transition and this moment that we have gathered to sit in our own quietness and really hone in on those things that resonate within us, we get the chance to start making transitions. So as we move into the gate 60, we're really able to have a moment of personal growth and of change, but without it being radical and not just changing for the sake of wanting to change, but really understanding that we can even transmute, although there are limitations. It is not these grand gestures or these big movements. And a lot of time, because we got pushed in by this like notion of, oh, the new year, I have to start meditating, I have to do doing sports 3 times a week, I have to stop drinking caffeine, and all of these like things that seem very strict, they might push our system when we're not really ready. And the actual biggest change doesn't come when we start forcing things upon us, but really when we start removing the things that aren't authentic and aren't necessary for us. So by really having that moment of quietness the week prior, we can start implementing those little changes that feel soft and careful and gentle towards ourselves. So allow yourself to start implementing, to start following these things that intuitively feel right for you, but don't try to force yourself into becoming a version of yourself the internet or Instagram has told you you have to become. This is not a reel of like 100 images of like how to upgrade your life. These are slow and steady changes that accept limitations, that show empathy for yourself and your own personal development. You cannot push yourself to be ready or become somebody you think you want to be. You can only remove resistance so that you can shine and follow what feels authentic and true to yourself. And now we come to the great human design new year. So the 22nd of January is actually what is the new year from the human design calendar. And this always starts with the gate 41. Why does it start with the gate 41? Because the gate 41 was the first thing that was ever invented, ever put on paper through the human design consciousness. So the gate 41 stands for everything that is creative. This is actually, if you have the gate 41 or if you have the gate 30 and it's getting activated by the gate 41, it is all about exploring your creativity. Use this time to draw, to paint, to get into this inner child state. What it represents is daydreaming. Everything that you see in the world has once been a dream of somebody that materialized. So this is really about being in your thoughts. This is a great time to start visualizing, to start writing down the things that are important for you, especially if your right bottom arrow is turned to the left. then this is a great time for you to manifest, to start writing down all the little details of things that you dream about. And start really dreaming big about how you want the next year to look like, or the next couple of days, or the next month to look like. And once you're sitting in that ideal realization of the possibility of what can become true for you, then it's just really a moment of time that we have to await for this to get activated, for it to manifest into reality when the time is right. This is all an idea waiting to be expressed in the right divine timing. And once you have materialized this, we're moving into the last week of the month of January 2022 with a highly sensitive gate. This is the gate 19. This is all about understanding other people's needs, but also being extremely sensitive to our environment. These are characteristics where you might feel sensitive to touch, or maybe you're sensitive to what you're eating, or maybe you're more sensitive to your environment. Use this time to understand that your sensitivity is not a handicap, but that it can be a strength, that this can be your superpower, that this is something useful to contribute to your community, to the people in your life, to tune into your own needs, but also to really fine-tune how you can support the needs of the other people around you. This is great to become focused on if you're creating a service, a product, if you're thinking about quitting your job and starting your own business. These are all things that will help you attune to what the consciousness needs at large, and understand that within that sensitivity and that heightened emotional state, you're able to tap into what the world at large needs, and through empathy with yourself, you're extending empathy to the rest and your tribe. This is the whole flow of energy that we have in January, which I think is magnificent and beautiful to really start and kick off this year with a very grounded approach that is both creative and sensitive, with that pause to really reflect inwards and understand what the missing pieces are for you to show up as authentic as possible in the coming month, and really set the tone for what is to come in 2022. I really hope you enjoyed this energetic overview of the month of January of 2022. Let me know how you resonate with this, how you're going to prepare with this, how these different gates activate your own chart. You can look at this by looking at your chart, and if you have half a gate, so this is like half of a black or a red line in your chart, which is filled in by half of a red or black line from one of the gates that I've mentioned in this month, you're gonna feel increased energy and strength. So use this to find out how you're gonna be impacted by the planetary changes of the month of January, and use them to be able to connect to your whole soul's expression, energetic, authenticity, aligned vibration. Have a beautiful day.